I am going to check the status of any service. So I am run the sudo and systemctl command is used to maintain the service and check their status. For the more detail, you can run the --help command, which will display you some options which you can use with this. Okay, so here you can find lots of the things and lots of the methods and wonderful, lots of the things are there. So first I am going to check the status of any service like sudo and systemctl and then status sshd. So you can check here the service is running, and not only the running, the service is enabled. And when the service is enabled, it means when the computer will start, the service will be start automatically at the time of the boot the system. Means when the system will boot, the service will automatically start. If this is the disabled, any service is disabled here, so when the computer will start, the service will not start. First we are going to discuss on the active, the running status. So active means the service is running and it is started the 32 minutes ago, and this is the process ID 1109 SSHD. Okay, and consuming the memory is 2.9 M only. So some other information are there. So other is there is listening on the port IP address 0.0.0 and port number on 22. Right now anybody can try to access this service by using SSH and try to connect with this server by using the SSH service. So in this case I got the command from the upper team to disable stop this service. This service no more required. So in this case what I will do, I will run the same command like sudo and systemctl, and after the ctl I will run the stop and sshd if the service will be stopped. Now if I will check the status, then you can check here the service is enabled, but actually the service is inactive and service is not running. So the status is 2 seconds ago it was the inactive, previously it was running the 34 minutes totally. So enabled is not here, only the inactive service here. So if I will check the status and find if the service is inactive and want to start the service, so generally I will use the sudo and systemctl commands and then start sshd service. Not only the SSHD service, we can start any service as a similar. So what we can, other thing we can do, right now I am going to install one service, new service DNF and install, and then you will give the name of the service. So I am going to give the name of the service as BSFTP FTPD BSFTP service. So it will be check online repository and try to download this service and will install on your system. So it is not a big size of this service. You can say check here, only the 172 KB is required for this, and so I am going to install this service. So it will take a very short time, and also the installation of this service is depending on the speed of your internet connection. So this service has been installed. But right now, if I am going to check this service while running the system, if sudo is required, sudo or the root user, until you will not a root user, you cannot run this specific command. So if you want to run the systemctl command, so it is required systemctl and then status, and right now I am going to check the bsftpd. It's good enough and hit enter. So what you are looking here, the service loaded, service is disabled, and service is inactive. So now another thing, you will get the information about the service inside this user lib and systemd and system this one. If I am going to check this here, so simply we run the ls command and check the status inside this usr lib, and you don't need to do anything else. You just follow the instruction are giving here and hit enter. So there is a multiple services are there, and inside this I should get the grep and ftpd. So this is the bsftpd service at the rate, and also there is a target is there. So if I want to run more on this, so I am going to bsftpd and the services. Here is the link exist, but there is no other information or exist. Okay. So right now, if I want to enable this service, then I will go here and put it here, the start, and hit enter. Now I will check the status of the same service, and I will find this service is running and it is active. And when the service, any service is active, then it will use any specific process ID, PID, and memory size and this. So now this service is running. There is a two case. One is SSH service, another is FTP. FTP is running here, and now I am going to close or stop the SSHD and check the status of this service, and now you can check here the service is inactive. So there is a two case. One is FTP service is running, another is SSHD is stopped. So I am going to run the restart the system by running this reboot command and hit enter. So it will take a short time and reboot the system. So the system will be reboot, then you will identify which service is running and which service is active, and what is the value of this, which one, this one, how to configure the service to start automatically at the time of the boot. We have discussed on the start, stop and check the status of any service. Right now I am going to configure a service to start automatically at the boot. Now I am going to run here the sudo and systemctl and then status of the SSHD service. If you remember, in the past this service was stopped, and right now this service is running, and another service was a vsftpd. This service was running, and when I restart the system, the service is inactive. So what is the benefit, or what is the thing is there, like this service is enabled and this service is disabled. When the service is enabled, in this case, if the system will restart, this service will start automatically. The same case here in this thing. Okay. So I am going to enable this service. Like any service, if you want to be start at the time of the boot, then you will use the enable command and hit enter. Once you will hit enter, so what you can check here, the created the symlink inside the etc system, the systems, and inside this there is a multi-user target once. So what is the multi-user target once? I need to check this. So how will I check? I am going to run the ls/etc and systemd, and inside the system, inside /multi-user and target and dot once. So you can check here, these are the actually service, all the services are there, including the bsftpd. These are the services which have the create a link, symlink, create a symlink to this location. So what happened when the computer will start, it will start. So right now you can check here, the firewall services automatically will be start. Another is NFS server, because if you remember in last sessions we have covered how to enable this particular server. Not only this, there is SSHD, and RPC bind, RSS log, bbox add service, means any service when the computer will start. So what the service will start, the information is written here. Okay, so another thing, if I want to be open any this cat and then bsftpd service, so now you can check here, here is some data is written, this one is some data is written. So what is this called? This called a unit. So what is the unit here? Unit actually the collection of the some services, or you can say the collection of the some group of the commands or the group of the some utilities will be execute on the time. So actually there in this unit there is a three things. One is unit, another is service, another is install. So in a unit you can check the description about the daemon, which daemon is there, and another is after. There is two things, after and before. Sometime before means if this is the dependency, if your service is running, so which after that which will be run, so the network online target will be run. Okay, similar the type is a forking, and the execution is start, which service will be start. This is the actually the service location or the command. You can check the command. This is the command /user asbin and bsftpd, and after that the configuration of the file where this service will be get the configuration or the follow the configuration. So that is the reason there is a configuration file is required. And another is wanted why, single user target or the multi-user target. So multi-user target all will be get in this location. So if similar you want to use the another service is SSHD service. So here also you will find some unit is there, sorry, this one here, the unit is open SSH server daemon, and this is the documentation. If anyone want to be check the documentation, man sshd config. After the network.target and sshd key generate, because SSH is generating the key, based on this key they are communicating with the server and the client, between the server and the client. Server and client will communicate with each other help of the key. Okay, and what are the services notify, and here X start, you can check the start. This is will given the user has been and SSH. It is the on failure. If the service is started and fail, so it will retry at the in 42 seconds. And multi-user target means the multi-user, no matter I am login, Mr. Kumar is login, Mr. user 1 login, or the root user login, no matter who is login, everybody can run this command who have the privilege to run this command. Got it? So what is the multi-user target here? So right now I have enabled the FTPD service, BS FTPD service I have enabled. Okay. So if I have enabled this service, now I am going to reboot the system again and reboot this, and it will take a short time to reboot the system because I have enabled the FTP service. So it must be will be start at the time of the booting the system. Okay. What I want to do here, sudo systemctl and systemctl and status of the SSHD. Oops. Active and running. If I am going to check for the BSFTPD, active and running, and it is enabled. Okay.